Hey, hello everyone. In this video, we will be talking about Netcat utility, and it's almost a complete tutorial for beginners about Netcat. So you must have heard the name of Netcat before. It's a famous network diagnosis or troubleshooting utility, but it can even be used for various other purposes also. That's why it's even called a Swiss Army knife. So let's move further and see what actually Netcat is. And the man page actually says that it's a utility used for just about anything that involves in TCP, UDP or Unix domain sockets, and beside other things. But in simple words, you can say that it's a networking program designed to read and write data across both TCP UDP connections. And this quote is from the book Netcat Power Tools. It's a great book to read about Netcat, and it's by Zan Canlis Jr. and other guys. So let's move further about installation of Netcat. And in Windows it doesn't come with pre-install, so you must need to install it, and you can download it from this link. I will put the link on the description of the video, so don't get tense to remember this. And once you download it, you just need to unzip it and run it. And since it's a command line tool, so a command prompt will be open, and you just need to put your commands on that. And the good point about Linux is that Linux comes with Netcat pre-installed, so you doesn't need to install it. But there's a problem with that pre-installed version, and that is that it doesn't give with -e option, which is used to execute shell, and so you need to install it, another GNU version, and that can be just installed by using apt-get install netcat if you have a Debian system, or you can use yum install netcat if you have a RPM based system like Red Hat or Fedora. So the installation is not a big thing, and even if you don't want to use -e option, then you just doesn't need to install it. So we doesn't need to concentrate on this part. But one thing I told you that we're gonna right now talk about the next version only, but in Windows the things are really same. You just doesn't need to do anything beside that. If you are using -e option, the shell will be cmd.exe rather than bin bash, and beside that all commands in Windows are same as just like Linux. So you can follow this tutorial even if you want to install it in Windows version. Okay, so let's move further and let's see the common uses. So like any other connection protocol, it have a server and it have a client. And for server to listen, this is the command nc space -l space -p space port, and port can be any random port. And for client, this command is used. So let's just check it out practically, that how we gonna do that. So here, this is my system, my VirtualBox system. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna open a terminal and I will type nc space -l space -p and any random port here, and so it start listening now. Now what I need to do, I need to connect the client to this server. And suppose that my host machine is my client version. So here what I need to do, first I need to check out the IP of the system. So let me check it by ifconfig. Okay, so ifconfig shows that this is my IP, so I need this client to connect to this IP through Netcat. So you can use nc space IP of the server system, which is 192.168.122.173. okay, and the port which I have, I think, defined 1234. So 1234. Okay, so now it the connection has been established now. So you can check this out. We're gonna talk about how to check it. But first thing, what hyphen L used for, it's used for listening mode. If you are a server, you have to use hyphen L, which show that I want to listen to for any incoming connection. And hyphen P used for port. After any number is the port which you are defining on server, and it's a server port, so client doesn't need to define a port on his system. And IP is obviously the IP address of the server, and port I already said there is any random port, you can choose anyone, but the condition is that it must have been not already used by some other application. That must be required. Okay, so let's talk about Netcat, how it can be used as a chat application. So here I have shown you that the connection is already been established. So let's do something interesting. If I type hi here, you can see that the same thing came on the server system. So if server want to reply hello, then the client even got the same result. So this is how it can be work, and you can use it as a chat application. It's a really nice and simple chat application, and this is happening because the connection between the both server and client has been established on the same port, so they are just connected with each other. So whatever I put in this server side, it will automatically get showed in the client side. So it's an easy job to use it as a server. So let's move further. Okay, so let's talk about some common option of Netcat. And for one thing, that it has lots of options. You can see it by using man. And if I just show you the man, you need to use man nc, and it will show you all the available options to you. You can read it and just try these out, but the most common and useful options are these. First, hyphen v, which is used for verbose mode. Means verbose mode like every command in Linux which have verbose mode, it also have. And verbose just does nothing, but it shows all the connections and much detailed result of the command once it's run. So let's try verbose mode. So it shows me that listening on any for any connection on 1 2 3 4 port. Let's try to connect now. If I try to connect now, you can see that here the detail has been came that this guy from this IP has been connected to the server, which is this system, and it shows that connection has been established. So once I type hi here, it will show me here also. And the good thing is, if I close the connection, there also a connection got closed. So that makes me think one thing, that what if I want to just listen for an n number of connections? I don't want that if client just disconnect, then servers also get disconnected. So for that you must need to use -k option at the end of the program, end of the command. So if I use -k option, let's see what's gonna happen. This is my normal scenario. If at the time I just connect and print hi, it will be shown to the server. But if I close the connection, then at the server it's also get just disconnected. So since I want to continue the connection, so I will use -k option. And now let's see what's gonna happen. Once I establish the connection or type anything, and now if I close the connection, oh man, it's still getting closed. What's wrong? Let's see what's wrong here. Let's try it with Netcat. It's the same utility as NC, And the thing is that ANS is pre-installed, but Netcat came with the Nmap version of Netcat, and there is even Netcat also there. So it is a new version of the Netcat. So these all three are same and have same commands, but the good thing about Netcat, we will talk about that in some minutes. But let's see what is the problem right now. If I try to connect now, okay, now it works. You can see that the connection doesn't broke, and if I try to connect it again, then it will successfully get connected. So I can type anything and connect, do a really nice stuff here. So let's move further. The -r option is used for randomized port. Here you just put any port in which you want to listen, but if you are using -r option, then you just don't need to put any particular port where like 1 2 3 4 or anything like that. It will just randomly pick any port. And -s is used to tunnel connection through any other IP, and it is used by client if we don't want to explore his IP, because if we are using -v option, it just show me that this particular guy from this IP has been connected. So if I want to just don't want to make my IP public or show to the server, so I can use -n option, s option, sorry. And let's have a demo on that. And c space hyphen, sorry, I need to put the IP of the server. Here I need to put -s, and after that you can put any IP, but right now I'm gonna use my own IP because I don't have any other system which is connected to both of them. So let's try it. Oh, it doesn't work. I don't know the problem. Maybe it's because I'm using my own IP, but this is how -s can be used. Okay, and -u option. So the thing is that Netcat by default use this TCP protocol. So if you want to force it to use this UDP port, then you need to put -u option with that. And if I put -u option, oh, UDP mode doesn't support. What this? Okay, for UDP mode, I think you need to remove this -k. So now it start listening on UDP port. It's just a simple option which is -u, and now I can connect with this again. Oh, okay, what's wrong? You know, I have seen that Netcat always give me some of the trouble, because it's not just work constantly all the time, but we need to fix that thing. What's wrong here? I don't think anything wrong. Maybe just let's use NC with that beside this Netcat. Maybe then it's gonna work. Oops, what's wrong? Let me pause the video and we will gonna see what is wrong here. Then after that I will explain you. So welcome back, guys. I have successfully found out what's the problem was happening, and the problem was that if you are using Netcat with this -u option, then both server and the client have to declare -u to tell that we want to use -u option. So if you are on server, then you need to use this thing, -c space -u space -l space -p, and then any random port, and at client you just need to use nc space hyphen the IP of the server, which is I think dot it's dot 173 space 1234. Now you can see that the connection has been established. You can check it by typing anything, and oh, it doesn't came again. Oh yeah, it came, just it was taking a little bit extra time because we are using UDP. So this is how -u works. It forces you to use UDP protocol. Okay, so I have already talked about -k. It is used to force listening or continue the connection even if the other client just disconnect the connection. So let's move on -e option, and it is used for cell execution. So what cell execution is, if you are using -e option, then whatever you put on here will be treated, will be just redirected to the server shell and the result will came back. So let's see how it actually works. Let me first close it. One thing you need to remember that -e option doesn't work with NC, which I already told you, so you need to use Netcat to use -e option. And right now we're gonna remove this -u, and let me use -bin/bash, and once I put enter, now here I just need to reestablish the connection, and I have just connected the both systems. Now if I put date here, then date will came, and if I do ls, then from the server system whatever type on the client, just in server it get executed by shell and the result will came to you. So ls show me that I have only one directory, which is desktop on my home, and let me check uname -a. So it will show me that it's a 3.14 kernel Kali Linux, which is I think totally correct. Okay, and you can use it in this way. And what good point about this thing, it can be used as a backdoor. Why it can be a best backdoor compared to any other, because in most of the cases we will see that firewall just block incoming connections. So Netcat can be used as an outgoing connection also. So by giving an outgoing connection, you can use -e option and it will work as a backdoor. Like suppose here I am not using -e, but I am using the simple Netcat version, and here I am using -bin/bash, and here I need to use Netcat, and it means I want to say that Netcat, the -e can be used in either place, either in client mode or even in server mode. So once I have connect the both system, if I put date here, now it will show me the date, and if I do ls, then it show me all the directories in my host system. Okay, so in this way it can be used as either incoming connection or outgoing connection, and can be a really great backdoor. Or you can even use it in a shell script to just hide it in a background. Like you can use or maybe you want to use NoHub to just put it on a background. I think both not gonna work, but only NoHub will be work. No, it's not working, but still I think and will gonna work. So like that you can make it start it on a background, and the connection will be there, so you can just used to connect both of the systems. So this is how it can be used as shell execution or a backdoor. And as I already told that Hyphen doesn't work in the same way like Linux. So for Windows you need to put cmd.exe in place of /bin/bash. Okay, so one interesting feature of Netcat, you can use it as a transfer a file between two systems. And let's see how we're gonna use that in this way. So first on this my server system, I'm creating a file that is test file. Okay, so this is my any random file. Oh sorry, now I need to send it to the client. So for that I don't need any, I can use FTP or this Apache service, but you can use it by Netcat to just transfer this file. And how to use it, you need to just create a connection, listeners connection, and I'm using 1234 port, and I need to redirect this file to this nc command. And once I I think this gonna work, yeah. So once I press enter, and now here I need to do one thing, just put this IP. Oh, what's wrong here? No, something again just doesn't work. Now here I need to create a test file. This is my file which gonna redirect to the whole text of this test file will gonna redirect to this file, and this is how it gonna work. I don't know why this connection is closing, but let's see if it gonna work. Oh, not working. I don't know whether it's working or not. Okay, broken pipe. Let's see if the file has already been created or not. No, it's empty right now. It has been created, but it's empty. So what's wrong here? Let's see. Let's try it again. Maybe the reason can be because already we have run another Netcat on the same port, so that can be a reason. But let's try it again. And now the connection has been established, but let's see, either the file has been created. Okay, the text has been came to that file, and what I have to do is I just need to just close the connection once I get that file. Once I close the connection, you can see that I will only got the text which I want, nothing extra. Right now I get it because I have typed something here. But you can use the same way to transfer videos or even any image file, and it works perfectly. And even if you have a incoming firewall blocked, still you can use it to transfer file. And just here you need to remember that how the arrows have to be work, and for that you must have to remember that if you want to send it to some guy, then you need to use this sign because you are directing it to NC, and if you want to receive the file, then you need to this arrow. So this is how it can be work for transferring file. Okay, now one problem with that is that it doesn't encrypt the connection, it work on plain text, so it can be not a good alternative for file transferring. But you can use cryptcat version of Netcat, and it is encrypted and the connection is totally encrypted, so you can use it as a best alternative. Or you can use an Netcat through SSH also, so that the through SSH the connection will be encrypted. So this is how you can use it for file transferring. Now let's talk about banner grabbing. How you can use Netcat to see that what ports are open on this whole server system. For that I'm first gonna open my some port like SSH, and I'm even gonna open my Apache server. So I have opened my port 22 and Apache server. Now I need to find out that is my 22 port is open. The client need to find that out, and if he just do the ncat space IP space this port which he wanted to see if it's open or not, he just need the syntax and it shows the SSH 2.0 open SSH is opened, and it works as a banner grabbing. It gives me the version of the SSH, and it's really helpful. You must gonna use it because it worked really nicely. It's not a good alternative of nmap, but it can be used because it can be present already in your system, so you don't need to install anything extra. That's a good point about ncat. Okay, and you can even use this for port scanning also. For that you just need to use this syntax, and you can use this form. You can define the port, that how many ports you want to use, and let's try it once. So I'm trying to 1200. Oh, maybe what's happened. Okay, let's see what's wrong now. Okay, first it shows me that SSH is open. Next he showed me some page syntax which shows that Apache is even open. So from 1 to 100 we have got that SSH is opened on the system and Apache is open. Let's try it through till 1000, and it shows me same SSH, and it shows me the same as Apache. Let's see if any more port is open. No, I don't think, because it's not giving me any further result. So it shows that 2 ports are open, one is Apache, another is SSH. So this must be clear to you. Let's see what we can do further. Okay, so you can even use Netcat for sniffing traffic across the network. And how we gonna use it? Let's see. For that you must need this syntax. If this have to be used on the client, not client, but it have to use on server. So let's see how it's gonna work. And the syntax is -v, and since we don't need to just sniff the traffic across this HTTP, so we need to define the 80 ports, because HTTP works on 80, that's why. So let's see how we're gonna do this. And here I'm defining the port to be 80, and I'm also using -k, so because I don't want that the connection just get closed if I try once only. Okay, so So if I and I have to use -v because I want to get much and much more information. And one thing I tell you, that you can even use -vv, which is much more verbose mode, so sure it will show you the much more details about the connection. So let's try it. Okay, it's showing port is already used, no problem. Let's enter some URL. Oh man, can't grab with bind. Let's see whether it's gonna work again or not. Okay, that doesn't work because first I need to close my Apache port, because Apache service is already running on that port. That's why it's giving me this error, address already in used. So let's try it again. Now let's try something else. I don't have internet connection right now, so no page will be open, but you can see here that some headers have been came here, which shows that something have been opened. But if you try to use some other site like google.com, you will gonna see that here a header must gonna came, and it shows that what have been opened. So this is how you can use it to sniff traffic across the networks. Okay, and particularly just show the traffic across your computer, not through the whole network. It doesn't work on Wireshark, but it can be work if you are a user and some other user is using the net. Then you can see that what is that guy is doing. So this is how it can be used as a network sniffer. Okay, so this is all for this Netcat, and there's more and more things you can explore on Netcat, because it's depend on you that how you're gonna use this. But this is the basic you need to understand if if you want to use Netcat. So thanks for this. And other thing, for reference, what you need, if you want to learn it from a book or something, then you as I already told you, you can use this book Netcat, this book called Netcat Power Tools, and it's really a nice book, and by Jan Cancelis Jr. So if you want to grab more about Netcat, then you can use this one. So thank you for listening and watching. Now I think you must feel better to learn about Netcat now. So bye.